Agenda 6C, general discussion regarding the Memorial City Hall project. I kind of put this on the agenda because I know we received plans last week, and I kind of wanted to get a general idea of where we're at in the plan review, kind of some deadlines, some time frames that we can start expecting moving forward.
Okay.
And I'll turn it over to Lisa.
I know you all have waited a long time to have this, but we did receive the plans, and staff has completed their review. There were very few minor changes. Those have been relayed to the architect, and he has incorporated those, and we are advertising for bids in this Sunday's paper. So February 26th, the ad will run again on March the 5th. We're allowing about 25 days for the people who want to bid to have an opportunity to see the building, review the plans. We're going to open bids on March 23rd at 2:30. I want to say, you know, from the people that have been going through the review process, that we've got a good set of plans. They incorporate a lot of the features and things that we wanted for this performance venue, so we're confident that the plans are good. After we open bids on March 23rd, in talking with staff and the architect, we think we need about a month to basically value engineer, review all of the bids, formulate our recommendations or options to you. And so what we anticipate is coming back to you in late April, on the 27th possibly, if everything goes well, to go over the bids, to look to you to provide us your guidance as how you want us to proceed. So that is where we are. That's the best time frame that I can give you right now. But we are all staff, commission. I want to thank everybody that's been involved in this. This has been a very long time in coming, and you know, we're excited to be in this next phase.
So I just want to get the dates right. We finished our plan review.
Yes.
We're beginning the bid process on Sunday.
Advertising.
We're advertising for bids. We're going to have 25 days to bid opening. You guys are going to open them on the 22nd, 23rd of March. And then we're going to review all the bids and come back to the commission with options in about a month ballpark after you've looked at all the bids that have come in, see what you can value engineer and see kind of our different options of moving forward.
Exactly.
That sounds good, but we've been having delay after delay after delay after delay. I mean, I hear your time frame. Again, I'm not happy with the way the project's been moving forward. We've been hit with so many delays, and I could see more delays. Again, I am not for, you know, I mentioned it in the meeting, I wasn't for, you know, what's going on with this project. But I just see nothing but mounds and mounds of delay. I believe we could do better with this project if we actually work together and we're communicating together. We could do a lot better with this project.
I have a question. At what point will we know about how much the project will cost?
What our plan is to look, because like I said earlier, the project incorporates a lot of the recommendations, you know, like things that we wanted for sound, the flyaway system, things like that. You know, the building was designed to incorporate all those features. We will, when the bids are opened on the 23rd, we'll know where all the bids came in. Now, obviously, there's some of the work that we're doing in-house, you know, that we'll have to factor into that. We already talked to, the staff committee met today, and I believe Jack and Vance will be working on that during this time. We'll know what the bids came in at March 23rd, but that's why we think that we need that month to come back to look at the bids, because obviously there are things, you know, to make recommendations to you. If it comes in over budget, how much over budget? what our recommendation would be of things that we could potentially, if y'all didn't want to fund the total cost, how much could be left out, what our recommendations would be on that. So that's kind of what that few-week time period is for.
All right, thank you.
And this question may be more for Mr. Redmond. Obviously, we have to wait until we bid out the projects and we see who's doing the work. But ballpark, once the bid process is done, we've hired the different folks to do the work. What kind of time frame do you think we're looking at as far as actually the construction time?
If we get the bidders in, like I hope we do, and we get to start on time, you know, everything goes wonderful, 9-10 months. Everything goes bad, you know, and there are things that can happen in construction, a year.
I had a conversation with the architect, and I was thinking in the 6 to 9 month period. Is that
Always.
after we get the bids? But, I mean, that.
Right, well, that's why I said 9 months and on the outside, because, you know, I understand Commissioner Mitchell's point. When you give you a deadline and you say, we'll get it done in 9 months, I don't, if something happens, I hate to come back, and Commissioner Mitchell's right, it is frustrating for us to come back and say, oh, we gotta wait. I understand that, so I give you the outside figures when I give you figures.
There we
And
go,
she's
Mr.
right, the
Redmond.
architect did say that, he did say that.
But Mr. Redmond, you do a wonderful job, you know, managing this and doing the best you can with what you get. I do congratulate you or, you know, commend you for really, you are out here working without all the tools you need, and you're doing the best of your ability with what you have, and I thank you
Thank you,
for
sir.
that.
All right. Any other questions?
Yeah,
What?
absolutely. I think we could talk for a while about this. I was going to ask some just practical stuff first. What are we still doing in-house over there? And I was talking with, and I think this is one part of this project, we're doing things in-house. And instead of spending $50 an hour for labor, we may be $20 an hour for labor. So we're really saving the city lots of money by working some things in-house.
Well, absolutely, and you know, we did have like a three or four man crew with Vance, and
Yes.
we've cut that back down to really our one specialized welder and the inmates again. We have the inmates
sir.
back in there, which, you know, I appreciate y'all helping me with that. And you know, they've also helped on the library project, by the way, to let you know that we've used them to their fullest extent, I promise. But in-house right now, we're doing, you know, what we're trying to do is if you walk in and you're a bidder, and let's say you're bidding air conditioning, okay, I'm just taking something out of the air now. You can walk in, you can see where the holes are gonna have to go,
Yes.
and we'll put them there for you. You can see where your units are gonna sit, and you can see where your ductwork's gonna go. You don't have to wonder what's behind this wall, what can I knock out that wall? They're all gone. So it gives us a better deal with our contractors that are coming in to bid. They can see what's going on. The plumbing's already cut, the chases are cut, we've cut the concrete out, it's ready to go. I mean, all these things are done. They don't have to figure that in their bid and wonder what's gonna happen. The elevator pit's dug, it's already ready to go. The lift is completely installed. They don't have to wonder how deep to pour that lift and add 25% to make sure they don't lose money. Because that's the way contractors have to bid.
Have to.
The electrical people, John did a great job of making sure of the loads, and we've worked with SWEPCO to make sure that all that comes in like it's supposed to. JC's worked with us when it comes to the all the hookups for the fire sprinkler, the water, the sewer. Everybody's in agreement on that. We did very little to the plans when it went through review. We did very well with that. The fire extinguishers, and the suppression system. Those people, when they walk in, they won't be walking in and saying, well, I wonder what's in that attic. You can look up there and see what's in
Yes.
that attic. So also in the dressing rooms. All these things save us money. If I make it easier for you to see how to bid, you're less likely to add a contingency in your bid that we don't see. I mean, you know, you just stick 25% on the end of it.
Absolutely.
And that saves us a ton of money. And that's really the whole purpose of having Vance and Jason over there and the prisoners, is to make sure that our bidders can walk in and bid quick. They see it right there, and it's all right in their face, and there's no wondering what's behind. They don't have to cut out a wall, because we've already done it. They don't knock a hole. We did it. You know, so, and it's, you know, that's the whole purpose, and they've done a very good job.
And not to interject in the middle of the question, but just something brought up. We've done all this at more or less the direction of our architect. We knew kind of where we were
Absolutely.
going and what we were
didn't do
doing.
anything without a plan.
Right.
We had plans, demo plans from the architect, and in particular cases like, one of the things that was a big deal when we started this project was the lift to the stage did not suit anyone, including us. The architect came up with an idea. We all kind of put our ideas together, and now that lift is finished. You can put a full-grown car on that stage if you want to. So, I mean, that's, you know, that's finished and ready to go. You can operate it tonight.
So really everything that we've been doing during this process of getting our plans is going to expedite it on the backside of it.
Absolutely, and save us money. That's the biggest thing, is save us money so we can get the most bang for our buck and build the best building we can build.
And we're still doing the windows too? You didn't even add that?
Yes,
glazing
sir.
and caulking
Yes, sir.
those
We've
windows
already went
amazing.
through and done completed a whole lot of the outside windows are completed. Far as I'm talking about the caulking, and these are all things, little bitty things that bidders get scared of because they don't want to. And we've made sure that they know we have windows to put back in there, you know, and they're not going to have to go find this leaded glass or find this particular part. We have those parts. We're ready to go.
Yeah, so even, we'll have contractors there, but they'll have guidance on site
Absolutely.
all the time.
That's Vance
That's gonna
Walker's
save us
job,
money.
is he's our superintendent. That'll be directly over him. When we move into the building process, I'll move more towards City Hall, and that's where you'll see me most of the time, because, you know, like Lisa said, I want it done in 9 months. If I could just say that's my target date, it's 9
Yes.
months. But, you know, things happen, and, you know, we can't get something, or something happens, or if we have something happen in the city that takes all of us away from the project, we would have to shut down. So, you know, and we've had those kind of catastrophes in the city, you know, that's happened here. So.
I wanted to talk about this part of the project because this is the great part of the project that's going on, and there may be a few things that we end up and went through, and we may change a little bit as we have bidders come in or whatever, but I think that's going to be very little. How much money, I have a guess, but how much money do you think we're actually saving our city by doing some of these things in-house that you talked about, the sewer hookups, fire hookups, the concrete cuts, the things that the contractors will be able to see where they're going to do the bid work, doing the windows, doing the elevator, doing the lift. Do you think you can put a number somewhere?
You know, it's hard to put a number dead on, but I will say this. When a contractor can see line of sight from one end of the building to the other, and he's fixing to run conduit or duct work, I think you're in the hundreds of thousands of dollars personally. And I know the demolition side saved us in that area, because we knocked out walls that were 2 foot thick. I mean, you know, and we took out a bunch of them that, you know, they didn't need to be there for this. And it was just, that would have cost us a fortune if we would have contracted that out.
And I've been guessing $300,000 to $400,000 just up to this point, and we've addressed. These are the great things of the project. Probably every problem that we could have run into, we've run into. You know, we've seen them all already.
We have.
And that's the benefit of being in the building versus just doing getting all the architectural plans, and then you don't know what you're up against.
Exactly. We've taken out like 13 offices or 14 offices that were in that building that were put in there, you know, just for us to put together. JC's not feeling well tonight, but he was in that building too. I was there myself, and all that's gone. So, I mean, they don't have to stand at one end and wonder how they're going to get to the other now.
So let's say, we could be somewhere around $500,000, And then,
I feel confident with the 400,000 number for sure.
and then in addition, we've been working on the project, and so when contractors come in, we're almost at some areas of finish work or where we wouldn't be, because a lot of the demo's been worked through. So we're saving time there as well, even though it took us time. We're gonna save, I mean, how many months do you think we would save there?
Oh, I think we've saved ourselves at least 9 months of work, you know, or better than that even, with demolition and different people doing different demolition to get their part done. You know, that's another thing you have to look at.
Yes, and we're out of the way, and so the
That's
demo's
gone.
done.
That's all gone now.
So you're literally, because you got a demolition phase of your project, so potentially $400,000 worth of savings or value to the city.
Probably so, and especially since Jason's a welder and he's, you know, he's done a lot of work for us in the structural steel
Yes, sir.
department. We were able to go buy, we went over and bought our material and he put it up. So, I mean, you know, with the help of the inmates, I mean, that's been invaluable to us as far as the bracing and things the engineer wanted and up in the attic and things like that. You know, there's no telling what that would have cost if we would have bid that part of the project.
So we're saving money there, and we're saving time. I mean, so we could be saving months of demolition
Oh,
work
yeah.
because of,
Yeah.
so even though the plans have been lingering, we're maybe not positive in it. We'd like to have them sooner, but
But you know, our guys have stayed pretty consistently busy through
And
the
that's
last
been
6,
amazing.
8 months, 9 months. So it's not like, you know,
Yes, sir.
now we
they've
don't
all
have
stayed
20
busy.
people working over there, but, you know, so we're literally, those are the good parts of the project, that we've been in the building, we're saving. I don't know how we could do it. If we were gonna look at this project again, I don't know how we could create any more value for our city. I don't know.
Mostly where we save so much is in demolition. I'm telling you, that
it.
saved more than y'all will ever believe.
And we're leaving this, you know, that skilled work, and not that demolition isn't skilled, but it's a lot of physical labor, but you're leaving the skilled work to people that are professionals at it and do it every day and can do it faster than anyone in the city could dream to do it.
And also, it just happened this way. The boiler flue that used to vent the boiler, you know, the stack on the boiler, we're using that for a whole lot of our air conditioning, that piping and things like that, you know, that might have got demoed if contractors would have went in and just demoed it out, you know, and got it ready to build. They wouldn't have had to build a chase back. That's all there. That's all ready for it to go. And we could take you up to the roof, your air conditioning contractor, and say, okay, here's where you're gonna be running all your copper, you know, and you can pop out at the floors right here, here, and here. And the hole's already there. We're ready for you to go.
Wow.
You know, so
That's staggering. You're saving on all those cuts and holes, and that's part of kind of the framework I want us to see this in. And I think that's when the commission talks to the city, or people that are in the city, we're talking about those things and how yes, the project's lingered and people have gotten frustrated, and there's been a little bit we can learn from, and hopefully we can talk about some of that. But we've saved the city a lot of money, created a lot of value.
oh, absolutely, yes. And you know, Miss Moon may have been here for some of the others, but she was here when some of this was going on before, and it's going so much faster than we did before. And I attribute a lot of that to Lisa, because she's helped us out with that, and so, I mean, we're moving on. And of course, I've always asked y'all, if y'all would like to see it, please call me. I'd love to take you through it. It's too dangerous to let you just walk through by yourself. And, you can look at anything you want to, including the 1929 license plates up in the ceiling to hold the rafters in place or whatever. I get a kick out of that.
It's neat. So that's a pretty nice part of the framework, and I don't know if, and that's a real positive for us. So I want to make sure that that's out there. And, the other thing I know we're all looking at too, 6 or 7 years in process, we went through 3 or 4 architects, and we have final bid documents in place.
And we're going to bid. That's what's so exciting.
And it was already, it was hard, but it's done.
Yeah, this project was initially done, 7 years ago, 8 years ago was
About 8 years ago.
when they first, the commission at that point took out the
Right,
debt and
right.
decided to move.
That's true.
Wow. 8 years.
And that hasn't happened, and this is a difficult project. There's lots of moving pieces. Museums are coming in, and museums got added later. there were things for our architect that he had to address and change that it wasn't initially when he was bidding it, isn't that correct?
It was very fluid, yes, up until
Yeah,
the last
fluid.
minute. In fact, we almost had to get to the point where we said, okay, enough. We got to draw something,
Well, didn't we not get the last rendition from the museum until mid-January of just like
yeah.
last month?
It was a little bit later than that, actually. Yeah, they made some changes. And, of course, it was wall changes for us, but to them it was display changes. But to us, we had to make walls look different, so.
Right. And that's, and anytime you say change and you're in construction, it's just, you're gonna cost plus
Absolutely.
1.5,
It's expensive.
150% of cost. I mean, it's gonna be real easy. So, I mean, those are the great positive things. I mean, we have a project ready to bid that we're going to find out where the funding is for it. And we're gonna get this project
Absolutely.
moving and get it.
Absolutely. We
and
are
it
going to get it
completed.
done.
So that's wonderful. So I want to bring that out, and I want to bring that out in a public forum so that part's being seen. And I think more we're talking about some of the areas where people are frustrated, but that's a win for our city, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any other comments, questions for Mr. Redmond? All right. Next item on the agenda,